So because of that, my opinion is that a lot of other projects are just taking priority right now over Fallout 4 Next Gen, and we're probably going to be seeing it maybe sometime later this year. Knowing my luck, Bethesda's going to come out of nowhere and shadow drop this thing as part of the show. Well, crap. So when I provide predictions and guesses as to what companies like Bethesda are doing with their games and whatnot, I frequently say that if I'm ever proven wrong on a prediction that I give, I will happily sit here in a future video and admit that I was wrong. And this is absolutely one of those situations. If you watch my previous video on the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, I was asking where it was, and I gave the prediction based on all the evidence that I saw that I didn't think we would see the Fallout 4 Next Gen update anytime soon. And I specifically said I thought it could be announced at the upcoming rumored Xbox showcase in June. And I was absolutely proven wrong on that because Bethesda Game Studios did come out today and say, hey, the Fallout 4 Next Gen update is coming. It's actually going to be coming this month on the 25th of April. So they absolutely proved me wrong, and I have to sit here and admit that I was wrong on that prediction. It comes along with the territory when you're constantly predicting stuff. You're going to get stuff wrong, and I was definitely wrong on this one. So we need to delve in to this announcement, what Bethesda Game Studios has said about this Fallout 4 Next Gen update. If you enjoy this video and want to see more content from me, please like, subscribe if you're new with notifications, if that's possible. But let's get right into this announcement. So on Twitter today, Bethesda Game Studios sent out the following tweet. Quote, return to the Commonwealth April 25th. Learn more about the hashtag Fallout 4 Next Gen update coming to console and PC. An additional free content for players in the Wasteland, and they included this link to a Bethesda.net article. This Beth.net article is titled Fallout 4 is getting free updates. Return to the Commonwealth April 25. So Fallout 4 upgrades are coming to next gen consoles. Bethesda Game Studios is releasing a free Fallout 4 update for download on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. This free update includes native applications for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, performance mode and quality mode settings, as well as stability improvements and fixes, experience up to 60 FPS, and increased resolutions. This is absolutely awesome for those of you on next-gen consoles, right? If you own a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and S, this is huge. Getting a performance mode is absolutely huge. I know how many people prefer playing at a higher frame rate versus a quality mode, right? I differ on that when it comes to games like Fallout 4. I definitely prefer quality, but if you prefer higher frame rate, you're going to be getting a performance mode and also a quality mode as well. So you have the ability to choose and swap back and forth. So that's freaking awesome. But the key is stability improvements and fixes. I think this is absolutely key for Fallout 4, especially on console. Hopefully all of the issues with downtown Boston and crashing is fixed. I'm hoping, touch wood, that it's all resolved. We'll talk about that more in a second. But also as well, you'll be able to experience up to 60 FPS without FPS boost. I know a lot of people have been enjoying Fallout 4 with FPS boost at high frame rates, but some people have been saying the quality isn't quite there. So this is a native fix, right? This is a native update to Fallout 4, giving you the ability to experience 60 FPS. So the quality should be better than FPS boost. I'm really interested to see if it is. Whenever you guys get the update, let me know whether you actually get proper quality with the higher frame rates. But let's continue. Fallout 4 players on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as well will also receive a free update with stability improvements, login, and quest fixes. So if you are still using PlayStation 4 or Xbox One and you own the game there, you'll be able to enjoy that. And then to download the update on next generation console, you must own Fallout 4 for that device. So that's a key thing that you need to know. So let's move on to updates for PC players. And this is where a lot of the discussion is also going to be had, because this is what they have to say. We are also releasing a free Fallout 4 update for PC players. Experience Fallout 4 on your next generation PC with widescreen and ultra widescreen support, as well as fixes to Creation Kit and a variety of quest updates. Very interesting. Players with PC versions of Fallout 4 on Steam, Microsoft Store, and GOG will receive stability, mods, and bug fixes. For Japanese and Chinese language players on PC, Bethesda.net login issues have been resolved, fixing access to mods. This has been such a long time fix coming for Japanese players. I know that it's been an issue for you for mods for a while. That is absolutely huge. And it's probably because of, how heavily involved Xbox is in the Asian region. They're trying to get more involved with that, right? Especially with Square Enix and what they're doing Final Fantasy. That is huge. That is a huge coup for Bethesda and for Xbox as a whole. So good on them for fixing that. I know a lot of Japanese players in particular are absolutely going to be grateful for that. So good on them for that. And then alongside this exciting update, Fallout 4 will be available to purchase on the Epic Game Store. So if you want to purchase it on the Epic Game Store, you can. And this is key as well. For those of you that own a Steam Deck, Fallout 4 will also be Steam Deck verified. You know what? This makes me want to get a Steam Deck. I have a PlayStation Portal and I love playing PS5 games on that. But to have a Steam Deck and to be able to play Fallout 4 natively on that thing, wherever you are, that would be so bloody cool. Genuinely interested though, how is it going to run on the Steam Deck? But the fact that it is Steam Deck verified, it's something that a lot of people were also asking for if you own a Steam Deck. So that might actually make me pick up a Steam Deck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So let's get into my opinions about all of these updates as part of the next gen update, right? So first of all, it is absolutely great for console, right? If you're on console, the ability to get high frame rates without FPS boost on Xbox is killer. And also as well, if you're on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation, you haven't had the ability to have FPS boost, right? So again, this is a native update for you to be able to enjoy higher frame rates. That is really awesome to see. And again, with FPS boost, I saw those reports that you get higher frame rates at the cost of a degraded quality. So hopefully, natively, it means this is all much better when it comes to both performance and quality. So that is very, very good. Now, I did see some people that were a little bit confused as to whether the stability improvements that they mentioned for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One would also apply to next-gen consoles, so PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, which, by the way, are they still called next-gen anymore, or is it current-gen consoles? I don't know. But those improvements, from the way that I read the article, are absolutely applying across the board, right? But when it comes to next-gen consoles or PS5, Xbox Series X and S, you get the additional improvements as well on top of that when it comes to frame rate and all that good stuff. So I think that's the way that it's meant to be intended and read. So let me know what you think about that. But let's specifically talk about PC, because there's a lot of chatter about PC and whether this is a true next-gen update for people on PC, because there are a lot of mods that already do achieve widescreen for PC players, right? So a lot of PC players I saw in the Reddit and on Twitter were looking at this and saying, you know what, this isn't really doing much for me. There needs to be other areas of this update to make it worthwhile for me, especially to turn back on automatic updates for Fallout 4 so it doesn't break my mods. And I'll talk about that in a second, trust me, right? So I definitely understand that. However, it seems like there are fixes and updates in many other areas and very crucial key areas for the game. So it isn't just, widescreen. Now, I will say, I was hoping for some sort of graphics refresh like we saw with the Skyrim Special Edition, something to touch it up a little bit more. However, if it is fixed in the game enough in certain areas, and even when it comes to visual quality, like for instance, when it comes to God rays and aliasing, if they can fix that, I'm happy, because I keep having to disable God rays in Fallout 4 and PC, because to me, it never looks good unless you have it on absolute ultra settings. I think that's the only setting where you don't get aliasing issues with God rays. But if they have some of those fixes, and with the rest of the fixes to questing, they said, and stability and performance, to me, that is a good enough reason to update, especially the quest updates they mentioned. I don't believe they mean they're going to add new content for the quests, but I think they're going to fix a lot of the quest blockers that the game may still have. I don't remember encountering too many quest blockers with Fallout 4, but they always absolutely exist, right? So long as Bethesda Game Studios is cognizant of that and they're fixing as many of those big quest blockers as possible, that is really good. But when it comes to stability mod and bug fixes, there are certain things which absolutely need to be fixed in this next gen update for it to be worthwhile, especially if you're on PC. So downtown Boston, if you still are on a little bit of an older PC or even a new PC and you're having issues with crashes and performance in downtown Boston, I think that is like number one, right at the top of the list. If they fix downtown Boston, this update is for sure worth it. Also as well, crashing on NVIDIA cards when you use weapon debris. That's been an issue for a while. You have to disable that, otherwise you'll constantly get crashes when you're shooting your gun and the weapon debris is flying. That needs to be fixed for sure. But specifically for those of you, I think it's on PlayStation, maybe also Xbox as well, the 0 kilobyte save file fix. That really needs to be fixed with Creation Club, especially because they are introducing more Creation Club items. And if you use that, you are at risk, especially on PlayStation, for having your save file completely corrupted. That absolutely needs to be fixed specifically for those of you on console. So all in all, yes, I would have liked to have seen a graphics refresh. Yes, just adding widescreen support, especially when mods already achieved that. To some people, I can understand if you're a little bit let down by that. However, in terms of every other aspect of this next-gen update, performance, bug fixes, quest fixes, whatever it might be, this update could be really, really good. And I'm hoping that with the extra time they've taken on working on it, because we know it was meant to release last year and they delayed it, hopefully that extra time, and who knows how many people are working on it, but hopefully that means that there are a lot of bug fixes and there's a lot of performance improvements. And if Fallout 4 becomes incredibly stable to play now in 2024, especially with the Fallout show and the hype of that, I think that is going to be an incredible result. But if you are worried when it comes to your mods, trust me, we're going to be talking about that in a second. But first, let's get to the content that they're adding to Fallout 4. So back to the article, it says, even more content. There's even more content in the Fallout 4 updates, including free Creation Club items. So they are Creation Club items, but they're absolutely free. So that's good to see. People shouldn't be upset by that, right? And now this looks so dope. Enclave Remnants is the one by far that I'm the most excited about. Enclave Remnants brings the pre-war Cabal, the Enclave, into the Fallout 4 storyline. In this new... Oh my god, it's a quest! I didn't read this! In this new quest, Echoes of the Past, can you stop the Enclave from spreading their dangerous ideology and gaining a foothold in the Commonwealth? Oh my god, it's not just items, it's actually a quest. This is legit my raw reaction. I hadn't read this article properly yet. This is insane. Along with workshop items and the Enclave Colonel uniform, we are including the following previously released Creation Club content: Enclave weapon skins, Enclave armor skins, Tesla cannon, Hellfire power armor, Exo 2 power armor, and the heavy incinerator. They also included photos of a lot of these Enclave items and outfits and power armor and guns and whatnot. They look so freaking good. I didn't realize there's a quest. I really hope that it's lengthy. I really hope that it is. I freaking love it when items aren't just added in and you have to actually work for it through a quest line or whatever it might be. This could be really cool. This is promising. And again, hopefully it's a little bit lengthy. Hopefully it's more new content for us to enjoy for a little bit. That is sick, man. And it's free. Free quest line. That is freaking sick to see. But there's also more Creation Club items to note. These ones I'm not as much of a fan on, but I'm going to talk about them anyways. The Makeshift Weapon Pack. Ever thought a piggy bank would make a great weapon in a pinch? Not really. This weapon pack includes a variety of unconventional objects that have been transformed into deadly weapons, such as a baseball launcher, a nail gun, and a piggy bank. So you can see the photos of those new weapons here. Look, these are the weapons that I would probably never use, in my playthrough. They look cool, they're funny, again, very reminiscent of a junk jet, for instance. I think that the piggy bank one is probably the funniest to me. So if you like that stuff, it's good for you. Also as well, Halloween Workshop, left over from an ill-fated Halloween party thrown by the New England Technocrat Society. These 38, wow, that's a lot. 38 new Halloween decorations include witches, cauldrons, ghouls, and more. Decorate for Halloween or make your settlement spooky all year round. I genuinely wonder if a lot of these Halloween items have just been ported over from Fallout 76. We know that Fallout 76 has so many decorations, especially for Halloween, because it's a great thing to sell when it comes time for Halloween. So I wonder how many of these are actually new original creations, or if they've just kind of, moved them over from Fallout 76, because I think that would be a relatively, I'll say without any experience, but a relatively seamless process for them to do. But hopefully we see some new stuff as well. But those are all the Creation Club items that we're also getting with this Fallout 4 Next Gen update. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, PC mods breaking. It always is talked about. Anytime there's a new update for Fallout 4 or Skyrim or any BGS game, people are always like, why are you doing this, especially on an old game? It's just going to break my PC mod. And in all likelihood, it will break a lot of PC mods out there. That just always happens, especially happens with the script extender as well. Anytime there is a change to the executable, anytime there is an update for Fallout 4 or Skyrim, the script extenders always have to be updated. And also as well, mods, in all likelihood, especially if they're complex, maybe not, simple mods and basic mods, but more complex mods usually have to be updated to work with the new update, right? And this is problematic because with Fallout 4, a lot of those modders have probably retired, and it's an issue that we constantly see. With Fallout 3, for instance, when they released that update, that Fallout 3 script extender still doesn't work on the brand new version of Fallout 3 on Steam because those modders have long retired. And though Fallout 4 is a more recent game, absolutely some of those modders have retired as well. So a lot of those great mods that, used to work great with this new update, they may not work anymore. And because those modders don't make mods anymore, and they're probably not going to update them, you might not be able to use those mods moving forward. That is always a risk, and that is always going to happen to some extent, right? But as I said, because of these performance fixes and stability improvements, I think this might still be worth it for a lot of people, including myself, especially if downtown Boston is fixed. And as I said, not every mod will be broken, so hopefully that is the case for a lot of your basic mods out there. But also what is key as well is that it's my guess, and again, I'm guessing again, but hopefully this is the case, that hopefully Bethesda Game Studios works with the Fallout 4 script extender team to ensure that the script extender can be updated as soon as possible as this update goes live, right? Because we've seen that sometimes in the past, Bethesda Game Studios will release an update and the script extender team needs to spend a few days or maybe up to a week or more working on the script extender, making sure that it works with a new executable. But what Bethesda Game Studios has done in the past, I think they did this with Skyrim, for instance, they let the script extender team know about the update, they get them under NDA, and they allow them to work on the script extender and make sure that it works with the new executable and the new update prior to everything actually going live. So once it does go live, and very soon after that, you see the script extender updated and ready to use with the brand new update. Hopefully this happens, and I think it will. Bethesda Game Studios has gotten pretty good with working with modders. They keep hiring modders all the time, right? But they definitely have gotten pretty good when it comes to working with these script extender teams. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, it does happen. And you know what? Thank God they didn't shadow drop this thing, because a lot of people were really worried that BGS were just going to shadow drop the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, and it would give nobody time to disable their auto updates and prepare to ensure that their mods aren't broken. I'm actually glad that they've given us a couple of weeks to prepare for this update, because people would have absolutely been pissed off if they just pushed this update live straight away to tie in with the show. So very good that they did that, right? We have a couple of weeks to prepare. And how can you prepare? Well, you have a couple of options, right? If you are using mods on PC. Now, presumably, you are using the Fallout 4 script extender. And if you don't know, usually when you have the script extender and you launch the game through the script extender, it kind of bypasses Steam and Steam doesn't realize what's going on. So if in Steam, you go to Steam, Fallout 4 properties and automatic updates, and you select only update when I launch it, hopefully that means that when you use the game through Fallout 4 script extender, that it doesn't automatically update Fallout 4. Now, some people on Reddit, I'll include the link below, some people on Reddit say that this might not actually work, and I'm hoping that it does for a lot of people, otherwise there's going to be some upset players out there, but it might not work. So here's the second option that I'm going to give to you, and this again is something that I found on Reddit. I had no idea that you could do this. If you make the Steam app manifest read only, and this is found in the Steam apps folder, specifically it's called app manifest _377160.acf, apparently making that file read only will prevent Fallout 4 from automatically updating. And apparently this is a much better and more reliable way of doing this. So if you're really worried about your Fallout 4 mods breaking with this next gen update, do this. If you're not so worried but still want to wait a little bit and see whether this update is worth it, maybe disable automatic updates in the way that I told you. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. This happens all the time when there's an update, right? So I don't get up in arms, especially because with Fallout 4, I don't currently have a working modded version. So for me, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to use the next gen update and I'll be fine. If it happened again with Fallout 3, that would be a different story. But with Fallout 4, personally, I'm okay with it. But yeah, I absolutely understand if people are upset. I'm trying to cover both sides of the argument here, people. I'm really trying my best to do that. But finally, let's talk about Fallout London. And this is obviously related to modding. But Fallout London is almost certainly going to have some issues with this next gen update. So we know that Fallout London is set to release on the 23rd of April this year. It is this massive DLC size mod is what they're calling it. And it was actually delayed. They moved it to the 23rd because it's St. George's Day and it's just fitting for them because it's Fallout London, it's in the UK and all that good stuff. So this was probably a really good time and date for them to release Fallout London after that delay. And unfortunately, this Fallout 4 Next Gen update is literally launching 2 days after. So the Fallout London team has absolutely scrambled and they've released a statement on the matter. So this is what they said on Twitter. A comment regarding the new Bethesda update, expect a video on Saturday from the project lead. And they attached an image from their Discord which says, at everyone, as some of you may have noticed, Bethesda is scheduled to release an update to Fallout 4 just 2 days after our intended release date. We are actively monitoring the situation closely. After thorough internal discussions, the team has reached a consensus on the best course of action moving forward. Consequently, we will be releasing a video this Saturday to provide insight into our decision-making process and the steps we are taking in response to the current circumstances. So please await that update. We do understand that the news is both exciting and concerning for everyone involved. Nevertheless, we kindly ask for your patience and ask that you give us the opportunity to address this matter in our video on Saturday. Stay safe and remember, mind the gap. So I really hope that this doesn't mean a lot of extra work for the Fallout London team. We're so close to Fallout London. It looks so bloody good. I've covered it in several videos on my channel in the past. And I knew this was going to bloody happen, right? Like ever since that they said that the Fallout 4 Next Gen update was going to be delayed, in the back of my mind, I was like, something's going to happen. It's going to conflict with the Fallout London update or the Fallout 4 mod that's going to be releasing. I didn't think, though, it would be so close. I didn't think it would be this close to it, and I was kind of hoping that the next-gen update would come out first, and then the Fallout London team could try and address it as soon as possible. But now that it's the other way around, they can't really do that unless, Bethesda has them under NDA and they can work with them to make sure that London is compatible with the next-gen update. But now that it's the other way around, now that London is releasing first and the update is going after that, yeah, they can release their update for a couple of days, but then once the next-gen update launches, it's probably going to mess up a lot of stuff. So I don't know what they're going to do here. I really don't. Maybe they are going to delay it again, and it's unfortunate because, as I said, St. George's Day is a great time for them to release Fallout London. It's very fitting, but they may not have another choice unless they actively encourage people to not update their Fallout 4 game. Then they might have to delay it. That might be their only option to do so. And I feel for them. I really do feel for them because a lot of people really want to play Fallout London. This has been years in the making. They've worked so bloody hard on this thing. I follow the project closely, but if they have to delay it to ensure that Fallout 4 works with the next-gen update, in my mind, that's probably the best solution, and it's my guess as to what they're going to be announcing, because if you think about it, if the only way to ever play Fallout London is just to never update Fallout 4 to the next-gen version, then I think that's a downside. I think that prevents a lot of people from wanting to try out Fallout London, because I know a lot of people that wanted to play Fallout London without any mods whatsoever, right? But if you still can't play it on the current Fallout 4 version, and you have to go back to the previous one before the next-gen update, I see a lot of people just not bothering. I see a lot of people just saying, you know what, I'm just not going to try because I don't want to have to roll back. This is too complicated, whatever it might be. I think they might actually have to delay it to ensure that everyone can play Fallout London a lot easier. Let's see what happens with that, but let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. And I'm going to be releasing my next Fallout show episode breakdown, episode 3, hopefully in the next few hours. I'm really working hard on all this stuff. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.